So, this is going to be a follow-up to the follow-up to the follow-up of yesterday's Montreal Canadiens and Toronto Maple Leafs game. It was really strange seeing everything go down on social media last night, and honestly, I don't know how long this is going to ruminate in the community until maybe the next preseason game or until maybe the start of the regular season, or who knows, maybe this doesn't die down. This was one of those situations that is definitely going to leave its impact on Montreal Canadiens fans who are anticipating the 24-25 season. So what I wanted to do was talk about what's next. Because, firstly, we had ourselves an update about Arber Xhekaj and the fining suspension situation. We had said in the last video, talking about Arber Xhekaj and Dylan Larkin, that when it comes to the social media response, a lot of people were going out there and harping on Dylan Larkin. A lot of people seem to have been agreeing with Arber Xhekaj, and there was an entire dichotomy there. However, we did get ourselves word here that Montreal's Arber Xhekaj has indeed been fined $3,385.42, the maximum allowable under the CBA for unsportsmanlike conduct on Toronto's Cedric Parekh. And the funny part is, there's actually a GoFundMe in the replies. HFTV Sports organized this GoFundMe at the time of recording this audio. There is $2,192 raised with 97 donations. So Habs fans are literally banding together to pay for Arber Xhekaj's $3,000 fine. That's insane. And I think if you're going to go out there and use any sort of quick fact or trivia piece to demonstrate the crazy lunacy of Canadiens fans, yeah, that's it. That's it right there. I don't think anybody's going to go out there and disagree. So Canadiens fans are super passionate about this, understandably so. Cedric Parekh injuring Patrik Laine, the biggest story in Montreal this summer. We don't know the results of the MRI yet. That hasn't been revealed to us at the time of me recording this audio. So we're going to go out there and make some more videos and talk about the verdict once everything is set into stone. But I think, and this is just me going out there and making an educated guess, I think it's reasonable to assume that Patrik Laine is going to be out for a while. Maybe not the entire season, maybe not 6 months, but maybe, let's say 2 months? Maybe 1 month minimum? Guess what? The regular season starts in about a week and a half. So with that in mind, you kind of have to start thinking. If Patty Laine, the second line left wing, is out for the foreseeable future, who takes his spot? And who is it that eventually goes in and plays second line minutes with Kirby Dach and, let's just say, Josh Anderson, for example? I don't know. Toss out another name if you want. Here are some posts made on the RHAB sub that talk about this specific idea. Blood Rider 1914 went out there and said, hey, is Josh Waugh a second-line winger now? I'm not happy about this Laine situation today, and obviously I'm hoping that he's going to be okay and not miss the entire season or worse, but does this pave the way for Waugh to get some time on the second line with Dach and develop further? I'm trying to get something positive from this situation. Forgive me if this post is insensitive. Some of the replies talk about how this is probably going to happen, how he would maybe be the next guy to fill in a roster spot, and honestly, I like the idea of Josh Waugh playing top 6 minutes, although I do kind of question how that line is going to work. Because Dach and Waugh are both primary passers. It's why the idea of having them on the same power play unit with Patrik Laine and Lane Hutson was so intriguing. It would have been great to see Waugh and Dach and Hudson feeding it over to Patrik Laine on the left side for those huge one-timers and hopefully revive what existed with Patrik Laine in his game when he was with the Winnipeg Jets. And having Waugh playing with a guy like, let's say, Josh Anderson on the third line, that was also kind of, it kind of fit in the puzzle pieces of the Montreal Canadiens, because I was like, yeah, okay, Dvorak can be the two-way guy, Josh Waugh could be setting up Josh Anderson. They had some chemistry in the preseason. I mean, we had seen that duo combine for a nice goal the other night too, so that's not the worst combo either, but having Waugh play with Dach and Newhook, I kind of question where exactly the goal production is going to come from that unit. Of course, Kirby Dach can score, Waugh can score, same with Newhook, but their primary focus isn't necessarily putting the biscuit in the basket, if you know what I mean. So, Waugh is a pretty interesting candidate to make that second line, and then you have to talk about the follow-up as well. Here's another post made on the R-Habs sub with Laine sadly, likely out of the lineup. Emil Heineman has a good shot at making the team. Heineman's preseason advanced stats have been very good, he had a solid year last year, and the team needs a winger, not a center. If Alex Barre-Boulet starts with the Habs, which seems likely. My money's on Catton returning to Europe and Heineman and ABB starting with the Habs. And one of the top comments goes out there and says this: 2 of Alex Barre-Boulet, Kapanen, or Heineman will make the roster. I would usually think Kapanen, the best of the group, should be playing opening day. However, we cannot forget about the Raphael Harvey-Pinard injury. He should be back in a month and a half at most. Considering that, my guess is they allow ABB to start the NHL season and replace him with Raphael Harvey-Pinard when the time is right. I also think they might just keep a lesser forward as the 14th guy. Maybe someone like Condotta is a perfect roster guy instead of Heineman, allowing the younger one to play in Laval. And so, with Patrik Laine out, I'm kind of thinking, okay, if you move Waugh up to the second line, and you maybe give Alex Barre-Boulet an opportunity on the third line with Dvorak and Anderson, or if you really wanted to make things funky, maybe put Oliver Kapanen there. Who knows? Maybe say you don't really need to play center right now, Oliver. We've got Dvorak and we've got Evans, so maybe play wing. Focus a little bit less on the defensive side and just try to let your offensive instincts flare up and go wild. Use the open space to move around the offensive zone with impunity and just kind of do what it is that you're doing to produce more points and create scoring opportunities for the guys on your line. Maybe you can be the guy who's feeding out Josh Anderson in front, who really knows. It is interesting because there are guys that would come back soon. RHP probably going to have himself a way back onto the team in the next few weeks here. Patrik Laine, of course, I mean, we don't have the verdict yet. He may be out for 2 weeks, he may be out for 2 months, who really knows? Of course, knock on wood, it's not going to be that bad. If it is, like, worse, then oh boy. Patrik Laine is going to have himself a hell of a recovery path if so. But either way, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. With Patrik Laine likely out, what does the roster look like and who comes back? Who replaces these roster minutes? And where exactly does the team look to get these replacement guys? Do you prioritize a guy like Emil Heineman because he's a lot younger? Do you prioritize Oliver Kapanen because the alternative is for him to go back to Europe? Or do you go out there and give the next chance to the next guy on the roster, just next in the pecking order of Montreal Canadiens guys who are good in the AHL and bottom-tier NHL players? Would you rather give a higher shot in the moon to a younger guy with potential? There are a lot of options here. Of course, we'll have to wait for Laine's verdict before we really come to any conclusions, but I wanted to make this premature video just to get that conversation going. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Arber Xhekaj getting fined and the Canadiens fan base banding together to try and pay that off themselves. There's lots to talk about in Habs Nation right now, and it's kind of overwhelming, so we're going to keep on making videos as more info keeps on coming out. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.